Hello YouTube, Time itself here, and today I've got some Black Ops Stadium Domination for you. People who've been watching my videos for a while now have probably figured out that I generally post domination games that are very lopsided. This is not one of those. I only have 2 friends with me on this team, and the other team is not half bad. It also doesn't really help that for a while here I seem to forget how to aim my gun. But be it lag or just having a bad night on the controller, you can't always rely on gun skill to win your games, and sometimes it takes a little something else. The other team is being pretty aggressive. They want to win, and they're not even bothering to watch all of their kill cams, you can tell, because they just keep streaming forward towards the point trying to take it. But the big fight at first is over B, and wow, look at all those grenades and special grenades go out there. They use some Willy Pete grenades, try and smoke it, give them some cover. They use Nova Gas grenades, let their teammates run in, and especially on my team, at least I'm throwing stuns past B, trying to slow them down. In this sort of situation, the thing that you really need to do, and I think a lot of inexperienced players don't do, is you want to push that battle line to the opposite side of the B point, even before you take it, in fact, if at all possible. Because if you lose a little bit of ground at all and you're defending, well, now you got a problem. And if you don't have them push back on the other side, you're going to have an easy time grenading it if you're trying to capture that point. So I really can't understate it. When you're in a close fight like this, you want to push past the B point in order to take it or defend it. Now, as you saw there, they managed to smoke and Nova Gas the point, and even though my team was throwing all sorts of grenades in there and shooting in, we still couldn't stop them, so good job for them. Honestly, I was a little surprised that they managed to take B, but that indicates this is going to be a closer game, bit of a challenge, and you know, that's a good thing. As I said earlier, people aren't watching their kill cams, and since there's no wait to respawn, people absolutely everywhere all the time. And it just keep coming in wave after wave. Oh, I can't believe I died there. This sort of absolutely hectic pushing back and forth, dying almost as fast as you can respawn, is kind of the motivation behind really trying to get a good spawn trap on a team in Domination. If we can push them back far enough behind B, they'll have a hard time getting to A, and they'll also have a hard time getting to B to try and take it. Now I say that it would be hard for the team with 1 point to get back behind the team with 2 and cap their back flag out from behind them, but it's not necessarily the case all the time. The team with 2 flags still has to defend 2 flags, and the team with only 1 can take their choice of where they'd like to try and cap. Normally, the preferred one is going to be the middle, but not always, and as you see here, this is just brutal. I'm not getting anywhere on B. So as I respawn, a teammate says,
"Alright, let's go get C. Go get C."
Alright. Coming.
The thing is that battle for B has gotten so hectic and we're not making progress, but all of the enemies are over there defending B, so if 2 of us come over here, we're not going to have much resistance and we'll probably be able to pick up C, at least for a little bit. Now that enemy team, they have to make a choice. Do they want to push forward and take A from behind us, or do they want to come back and try and defend C? And this is a moment of confusion for them usually. And what my team wants to do, hopefully in that confusion, is get B and hold A or C. Now, that's where communication comes in handy, because knowing which point, A or C, you want to let them have, the sooner you know, the sooner you can fall back onto the 2 that you want to keep, and can go ahead and lock down that 2 flag advantage and get them onto 1 flag, and oftentimes completely change positions. They may have had B and C there for a while, and we had A, and it's entirely possible that we'll flip things around and we'll completely trade points, and that's okay. Spawns will trade too, and it'll work out. Now, we do manage to hold A and C for a while they have B. The thing is, this is kind of a tenuous position, and it's pretty hard to defend flags on the opposite sides of the map. You really want to be defending A and B or C and B. Now, we can still get behind you, but that's going to be easier to defend than this split to A and C that we have right now. If you were watching the radar closely, you'd notice that there's a guy up here, and I assume he'd seen me, and he had. He went downstairs, tried to pre-fire that corner against me, and I snuck up here behind him and got him, and get his teammate too. Good stuff. At any rate, we're back to only having A, but we do have a very small lead, so what do I do when I respawn?
Anybody else feel like going for C?
Yeah, I'm going there.
Exactly the same plan as before. Sneak around through the stadium, go ahead and kill any defenders who might be around C, and take the point.
I got him.
So yeah, exactly the same plan as before. Take C out from behind them and push to B and try and take it in the confusion. And in this case, you see most of my team has come back around behind C. They maybe even be spawning over here. And so the other team is pushing onto A. They're capping it right now, and we're on B, and essentially uncontested, even though there's one guy in his Semtex, but I've got flak checking on and some teammates with me. So we pick up B, and we've completely swapped points. Now that we've got this position, what happens? Well, they try to do exactly the same thing we just did to them. And you'll see 3 of them coming through the stadium here. I managed to cut one off. I had a green arrow. I thought he was going to get this guy, but he didn't, so teammate and I have a firing squad there. Now this is something you probably figured out already, but taking a point by yourself takes a while, and it's much more dangerous to have to sit on that point by yourself without anybody to watch your back, and when the other team knows exactly where you are. Now usually the biggest threat is from grenades, and frags take long enough that if you can get 2 people on a point, most people won't be able to pull the pin on a frag and get it to the point in time. But the thing is, most people run Semtex, so that really doesn't matter. Still, the less time they have to react to the point being taken, the better. And you see here they throw smoke. We don't know how many are there, and they managed to get B from us. It's a pretty nice move there.
Okay, I'm napalming just on the other side of it.
Now this napalm, keep them back on their side of the point, almost works for us. There are a couple guys that kind of missed, but somehow 2 of us with flak jacket both died to a grenade.
Oh, was I not? I thought I was on the point.
I was stuck. Sorry, Zach.
Oh, I've got flak jacket. It's not the end of the world for me.
Oh, did you see that? It was so close. We almost had it. Teammate and I are back on here, and they are covering B pretty heavily and not going to be able to take that point. So exactly the same plan again. Get around to their back point and take it out from behind them. I'll also point out that I do have a silencer, no ghost, but my team is running lots of counter spy planes, so hopefully that's going to help me be sneaky here as I try and get back to A.
Do you want to join me back at A? Otherwise I'm just going to harass him.
I'm trying to get in.
I'm here. I'm here.
And let's do it.
Put up a jammer too.
On C already. Let's get B.
Come on, green arrow.
Oh, look at this Nova gas. Whoever put this down is an ass, and you know, I kind of have to appreciate that.
Got me at C. They all spawned there.
Here I'm going to try and take them by surprise as they know there's a guy on the point and run past this corner blindly. And I saved my teammate's life there, but it's still not enough to take the point.
Napalm is going across B. Oh, that's not where I wanted it.
For some reason, I was under the impression that we weren't going to be able to take B, but you know what? It happens, and the napalm directly covers the point, even though I had intended to call it on their side of B. Oh well, it worked out. And again, we see that against this aggressive team that keeps trying to push out, if we could get these guys back into a spawn trap, things would be so much easier, because we'd know exactly where they were coming from, but instead they are fighting tooth and nail to get back in this game. It's good stuff. Also, notice how they're not all running straight to B from the same place. They're trying to come around from different angles, especially around the building over by this ticket counter, and that makes it harder to defend against them. They also keep smoking the point. Notice they're throwing the smoke just a little bit past the point. That's normally what you want to do, and that's a good idea because then the other team is sitting on their side of B, and they can't see you run in and get on the point, while you can still see off to either side. But the smoke just doesn't cover enough area, and these Track brand smoke grenades are nothing compared to the Infinity Ward brand. What can I say? I am trying to use their smoke against them, put a claymore around this corner, get an easy kill, but I don't think it ever works for me this game. I end up dying too fast if I get over here, so it seems that I'm just better off shooting my gun. But you see, look at all those special grenades. That is ridiculous. So that is going to slow us down around the point, but really they do need to push past it, and that's exactly what some of them are doing. See, they've come all the way out to the other side of the globe to keep us from getting their teammates who are trying to cap B. And look at that, even though they had people who were forward and not on the point, because they were making it hard for the rest of my team to push them off of the point, they managed to take B from us. That's just brutal. But now, what are we going to do?
Need help, need help. Frick!
Got it.
Please,
I got
thank
it.
you.
I stepped on it right when you guys died.
We're back on it.
We managed to take the point right back from them that time. Now, why is that? First, the guys that pushed past B were really overextended, and we managed to kill them reasonably quickly, and they didn't really push us all the way back for very long. Second, the guys on the point got killed before they managed to scatter and get to positions where they could defend the point from. And so right after they'd taken the point, we had killed them, forced them back to respawn, and they were actually not in good position to defend the point they had just capped, and that's what let us get back on the point and take it from them. And with that, we have ourselves a pretty solid lead. We win this with 1 now. It was a really difficult game, but it was a lot of fun. My biggest problem with Black Ops is I don't get more games like this. It's not just that my team is normally stacked, and now that we've all gotten pretty good at these games, it's that the spawn system, I think I talked about before, it's not right for Domination. But this was a ton of fun again, and thank you for watching. I hope this was somewhat informative as to some intermediate level strategies for Domination.
Fly over.
Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
Oh. One rage quit. Second. Oh.
I don't even get to see the scoreboard.
Spy plane standing by. Counter spy plane standing by. Our counter spy plane's in the air. Enemy spy plane incoming.